Hi everyone, we are from Group 2. We will present Tutorial A about market structure, perfectly competitive market. Our group consists of 5 persons, which is Aina, Ainin, Fatira Alia, Nabila, and Nur Shahira.
Question 1. What is the major difference between the long run and the short run in a pure competition? Explain in terms of the number of firms and the flexibility of firms. Short run is the time period during which the individual firms in an industry are stuck with their current plant sizes and the fixed cost commitment. They do not have sufficient time to expand or contract their capacity. In a short run, pure competitors will shut down production if prices are too low or if prices are high enough. However, pure competition is price taker. They do not have the ability to price their product. Thus, the decision whether they make a profit or a loss depend on how high or low the market price relative to their costs. Provided price exceed minimum average variable cost, a competitive firm maximize profit or minimize loss in the short run by producing the output at which price or marginal revenue equals marginal cost. If price is greater than average variable cost but less than the average total cost, firm will choose to operate rather than shut down because in those situations, revenues will always exceed variable costs. In the amount by which revenues exceed variable costs can be used to pay down some of the firm's fixed costs. Thus, the firm lost less money by operating than it would if it shut down, whereas competitive firms shut down productions if price is less than minimum average variable cost because in those situations, producing any amount of output will always result in variable costs exceeding revenues. Shutting down therefore result in a smaller loss because the firm will lose only its fixed cost, whereas if it operated it would lose its fixed cost plus variable costs. In contrast, profit and losses cannot be the ends of the pure competition story in the long run because one of the key characteristics of pure competition is the freedoms of firms to enter or exit the industry. In a long run, firms will have sufficient time to either expand or contract their capacity. The number of firms in the industry may either increase or reduce as new firms enter or existing firms leave. As firms seek profit, they will be attracted to industries that are experiencing economic profit. As firms enter the market, the supply curve will shift to the right, creating downward pressure on price. As the price falls, economic profit diminish and eventually are reduced to zero. This leaves the firm with a normal profit and price equals to minimum average total cost. If an industry is experiencing economic losses, firm will leave causes the supply curve to shift to the left. As supplies fall, the product price rises until the economic losses is eliminated and price equals minimum ATC.
Firms will seek profits and shun losses. In purely competitive market, firms are free to enter and exit. If the market price initially exceeds minimum average total cost ATC, the resulting profits will attract new firms to the industry, leading to an increased supply in the industry, thus bringing back the market price to the minimum ATC. Conversely, if the price is initially less than the minimum ATC, resulting in loss which will drive out firms, this will lead to a decrease in supply, thus bringing back the price to minimum ATC. These graphs show temporary profits and the re-establishment of long-run equilibrium in a representative firm and industry. A favorable shift demand from D1 to D2 will upset the original industry equilibrium and produce economic profits. As a result, those profits will entice new firms to enter industry, increasing supply from S1 to S2, bringing back down the market price to minimum ATC. Conversely, if the price is initially less than the minimum ATC, resulting losses will drive out firms, leading to a decrease in supply, thus bringing the price back up to minimum ATC.
Question 3. A competitive firm sells its product at a price of Rm 10 cents per unit. Its total and marginal cost function are TC equals to 5 minus 0.5 Q plus 0.001 Q squared. MC equals to negative 0.5 plus 0.002 Q, whereas the total cost in Rm and its output rate in unit per time period. Determine the output rate that maximize profit or minimize losses in the short term. If input price increase and cause the cost function to become TC equals to 5 minus 0.5 Q plus 0.002 Q squared, whereas MC equals to negative 0.10 plus 0.004 Q. What will the new equilibrium output rate be? Explain what happened to the profit maximizing output rate when input prices were increased. Solution for question 3. Refer the equation above and then do the equation to find the value of Q. MC equals to MR equals to 0.10 equals to negative 0.5 plus 0.002 Q, which is make Q equals to 300, while MC prime equals to MR equals to 0.10 equals to negative 0.10 plus 0.004 Q, which is known as Q equals to 50.0. Hence, when input costs increase, the firm marginal cost also will increase. The intersection of MC will occur at the lower production rate. It is also can reduce the firm level of output. Question 4. The market demand for a type of carpet known as KP7, perfectly competitive market, has been estimated as P equals to 40 minus 0.25 Q, whereas price and the rate of sale in 100 of meter per month. The market supply is expressed as P equals to 5.0 plus 0.05 Q. A typical firm in this market has a total cost function given as C equals to 100 minus 20 Q plus 2.0 Q square. First, determine the equilibrium market output rate and price. Number 2, determine the output rate for a typical firm. Number 3, determine the rate of profit or loss earned by the typical firm. Solution. Number 1, equalize supply to demand to get Q. You need to do equation 40 minus 0.25 Q equals to 5.0 plus 0.005 Q, where you get Q equals to 116.7 in 100 per month and P equals to Rm 10 ringgit 82 cent. For number 2, the typical firm produce where MC equals to P. You need to do equation MC equals to negative 20 plus 4.0 Q, where you get Q equals to 7.7 units. For number 3, the profit earned by the typical firm, you need to do equation TR equals to P times Q and you get 83.3, whereas you need to do TC equation where you get 64.6. For profit, you need to find TR minus by TC and you get RM 18.70 cent.
For question number 5, the question is, in an unregulated competitive market, supply and demand have been estimated as follows. In demand and supply function, where represents unit price in marginal revenue and represents number of units sold per year. Part 1. Calculate annual aggregate consumer supplies.
Consumer surplus refers to the value that consumers derive from purchasing a good. So to calculate the consumer surplus, we need to determine the quantity and price equilibrium first. So we need to use the function given to find the quantity and the price equilibrium. So we equals the demand function and quantity supply. So we will get the quantity 97 units and the price of the equilibrium is 50 ringgit and 30 cent. Okay, to calculate the consumer surplus, we use the area formula for area of a triangle. So half we times with the base and height. So here for the consumer surplus, the area is half times 97 units for the base, and the height of triangle we must find first, which is the demand given in the demand function, which is 25. We minus with the price of equilibrium 50 ringgit and 30 cents, and we get 9.7 for height of triangle. So we multiply the in the formula, so we get 470.45 for the area. So the annual aggregate consumer surplus is 470 ringgit and 45 cent. Part 2. Calculate annual aggregate producer surplus. Producer surplus refers to the value that producers derive from transactions. To calculate the producer surplus, we still use the formula as before, formula for area of triangle. So the formula is area equals to half times base times height. So so to find the producer surplus, area which is half we times with the base, still the same quantity equilibrium 97 units, and the price and the height of triangle we find in the supply function, which is 4. We need to use that because the producer surplus. So 4 we minus with the price equilibrium 15 ringgit and 30 cents. So the height of triangle is 11.3. So now the area is, we will get 548.05. So the annual aggregate producer surplus is 548 ringgit and 5 cents. Part 3. The question asks, define what producer surplus means. Producer surplus is an economic measure of the difference between the amount a producer of a good receives and the minimum amount the producer is willing to accept for the good. The difference or surplus amount is the benefit the producer receives for selling the good in the market. Producer surplus is generated by market prices in excess of the lowest price producers would otherwise be willing to accept for their goods. That's all from me. Thank you.
For the question number 6, the total and marginal cost functions for a typical producer of good A are TC equals to 75,000 plus 0.1 Q square and MC equals to 0.2 Q, where Q is measured in number of output A produced per year. The industry consists of 55 identical producers. The market demand curve is QD equals to 140,000 minus 425p. So first, we have to calculate the short run equilibrium price and quantity in the market. So MC equals to MR, which is MR equals to P. Therefore, P equals to MC. So P equals to 0.2 Q. Q equals to 1 over 0.2 P. And Q equals to 5P, which is producer supply. And then MC equals to 0.2 Q. Q equals to 5P that we find before, and then since there is 55 producer in the market, therefore QS equals to 5P times 55 firms. We will get 275P. To find equilibrium, QD equals to QS, so 140,000 minus 425P equals to 275P. 700P equals to 140,000 and P equals to RM200, which is equilibrium price, and we substitute P equals to 200 to QS, and we will get 55,000 unit for equilibrium quantity. Question number 2, calculate the quantity that each firm will produce. So quantity each firm will produce, is 55,000 units, which is equilibrium quantity, divided by 55 firms, we will get 1,000 units. So each firm will produce 1,000 units of product A. Question number 3, calculate producer surplus and consumer surplus. As we can see, when we plot the graph, we will get the triangle, and then QD equals to 140,000 minus 425P. We rearrange, we will get P equals to 329.41 minus 0.0024Q. As to find the y-intercept at the top, which is 329.41. And then as we have triangle there, so producer surplus is 0.5 times 55,000 times 200, and we will get 5,500,000. And for consumer surplus, 0.5 times 55,000 times 329.41 minus 200, and we will get 3,558,735 ringgit. So for those who wondering why 0.5, it is actually the formula of triangle, which is 1/2 times base times height. Alright, proceed to number 7. Senawang Box Company produces cardboard boxes that are sold in bundles of 1,000 boxes. The market is highly competitive, with boxes currently selling for Ringgit 100 per thousand. Senawang's total and marginal cost curves are: total cost equals to 3 million per 0.001 Q square, and MC equals to 0.002 Q, where Q is measured in 1,000 box bundles per year. Question number 1. Calculate Senawang's profit maximizing quantity. Is the firm earning profit? So to get profit maximizing quantity, P equals to MR and MR equals to MC. So 100 equals to 0.002 Q, and Q equals to 50,000 units. To get profit, total revenue less total cost. So total revenue is P times Q, so P equals to 100 times 50,000, which is Q, and we will get 5 million. Total cost is 3 million plus 0.001 times with 50,000 square, and we will get 5,500,000. Therefore, since TC more than TR, so the company will get loss of 500,000 that we get from TC minus TR. Alright, question number 2. Based on the situation above, compare the price and average cost of Senawang in short run. Should Senawang continue operation or shut down in the short run? So basically, if we want to know either to continue operation or shut down, we have to compare price and average variable cost. If price is much more higher than average variable cost or equals to average variable cost, therefore the firm or company can continue to operation since they will still get profit. And if average variable cost is much more higher than price, the company or firm should shut down the firm, as if the firm continue to operate, they will get loss that much more higher than if they shut down the firm. So FVC equals to TVC divided by Q. Total variable cost is total cost minus total fixed cost. 5,500,000 minus 3 million, and total variable cost is 2,500,000. So to find AVC, 2,500,000 divided by 50,000, and we will get 50. So P equals to 100 and AVC equals to 50. Therefore, since P is much more greater than AVC, so the company should continue the operation.